Yo people, and what's up? Now welcome to Paperback Bros YouTube channel, and this is a channel where you can find us giving tutorials about games. We love to play games basically, so you can watch us here when we're playing games, uh, getting highlights of certain games like Mobile Legends and one of the new series Heroes War Counterattack. Heroes War Counterattack is a new game that I started off about 2 to 3 weeks ago. I am a hardcore Summoners War. Well, in fact, I'm a hardcore Comtours game player, so I used to play Summoners War for about 5 years. So why subscribe to this channel? Why listen to me talk about Heroes War Counterattack? Well, the mechanics in Heroes War Counterattack is very similar to that of Summoners War, and so having that 5 years of experience, there are some things that there are some parallels between both games, and I think it'd be great, for me to share from my perspective. So now let's take a look at Heroes War Counterattack. What is it about? Now, basically, Heroes War Counterattack is a strategy role-playing game, a little bit like chess. You put your characters on a board, and then after that, from there, you get into combat against AI or against other players. So in this video, I'm not going to go too much into details of the different features, but just going to be an overview. Just going to be me sharing about what I understand about this game because it's really quite new even for myself. So in this game itself, there is a good range of pay-to-win items to purchase. As for those who are familiar with Comtours, you probably know that they are one of the best money sucking machines out there, right? They have a whole range of products here that you can purchase. And to be honest, if you look through carefully, if you are intending to go pay to win, do look through the items very, very carefully because not everything is actually value for money. So if you look at something like, let me find it. Yeah, so if you look at this SSR card pack, I think it's ridiculously priced because you only get 2,000 diamonds and you get one rich card. One rich card is basically like the highest quality card possible, but there's a whole suite of it that you can't possibly just get in one purchase. So you spend $150 on this, and then you only get to get these materials. Whereas if you look at other products out here, you can get about 4,500 diamonds for $150, the same price, and you get 3 million gold and 500 energy. So if you really do intend on going pay to win, you know, make sure you do your research properly before you click on the pay button. So Summoners War and Heroes War very quite similar in the sense that you are effectively collecting a range of heroes, a range of characters, and you want to power them up. You want to get them as strong as possible. Right, so if you look at this screen here, you can see that, for example, the character that I have here, Tala, uh, you can see the battle score of 10,199. So that's a rating that they've given to the heroes in this game as compared to Summoner's War. But effectively, how to actually get your heroes up is you have to upgrade things like the abilities, the equipment. Right over here, you can see that you can power up the equipment, okay, to make it as strong as possible, and it goes up all the way to plus 15. Okay, and similar to Summoners War, you have things like flat stats over here, and you also have attack speed, okay, which determines who goes first in the game and how fast your turn cycles, and you also have percentage stats. So that is something for you to think about between flat stats and percentage stats. Personally, I will always go for percentage stats. I think it works out better in the long run because as your characters increase, your base stats also go up. So the percentage of that base stats will make more sense as compared to having flat stats. What is new about Heroes War? Well, first of all, there is this enhanced autoplay. So you can actually autoplay a certain series 10 times. Okay, and then it accumulates all the loot for you. The graphics here are less cartoonish compared to Summoner's War. I'll show you some gameplay later. They also have things like specialized equipment. So if you look over here, you can see that you have exclusive equipment for certain specific heroes, and you also have skill cards. Skill cards are cards that are as unique cards given to specific heroes, and from there you can actually upgrade the cards to increase the damage done by the skills and as well as give additional effects to the existing skill. So if you look at here, this is as I increase the level of this card, the range of the skill actually increases as well. Okay, and one more thing I thought would be interesting to share would be how this game actually has a crafting system. So it's sort of like building a base, and in this base you can craft certain items like diamonds. These are pay to win currencies. You can actually convert some of these cores and ability amplifiers. You can create equipment all the way to 5 star. Right now there's only 5 star, and you can craft exclusive equipment like the one I showed earlier on for Tala. So you can do a lot of things over here. So now the main part of this video is actually just to give you guys an overview of the different features in this game. So when you first start off in this game, the first thing that you definitely want to do is to go into the story mode. So when you're in the story mode, you can see on the top left hand corner, you will be able to see all the different the whole storyline of this entire game. Uh, what is important now is that at the start, you can only play the normal version. In the story mode, there are great rewards for you to grab. Lots of paid currency to obtain, especially when you clear the different story modes to 3 stars. So if you're interested to know what rewards can I get from this story mode, you can actually come all the way on this bottom right corner. You click on it, and then you can see that as you go along each chapter, you can obtain these loot available here. Okay, and the one that shows 3 star and a tick, this shows that I've cleared it before. I've gotten the reward because I've gotten perfect score for this episode. Oh, and of course, as you clear every full chapter, right? Let's say chapter one, you can actually get 100 diamonds as well, which is a reward which is also a paid currency reward. If for those who are very interested in storyline, you can click on the bottom right corner again, and you can play the different stories out here, just for you to watch to get an idea of what this whole game is about. Well, but I'm not really interested in such things, so I won't care, and I will just skip it all the time. Okay, so what's interesting about the story mode here is that number one, there are some tough boss fights for you to engage in. So not everything can be auto-played. Of course, if you are the kind of person, you are whale lah basically, and you want to just throw in money into the game, then I guess most things can be auto-played. But if you don't have the cash, your budget is a bit tight like mine, I guess then you have to play some fights manually. All right, and there are some special packs that unlock as you progress. You can see on over here I have the Travel Contract Pack and I have the Evelyn Contract Pack. My opinion, if you are thinking of spending, Evelyn is a good single DPS burst unit. So if you are thinking of spending, you want this exclusive hero, you could go for it. But based on my experience with Comtours, I am quite sure that eventually they will release this to be a free-to-play character, in a sense that you can purchase it in the game with other forms of currency rather than just cash. All right, but for now, these Trevor and Evelyn are only obtainable if you use cash to pay for it. All right, so let's take a look at the fighting interface. So when you go into a chapter and you go into a story, this is what you will see first. All right. Now in this game, it's quite unique because it's really like chess piece, but it's a lot of free range. You can a lot of free play. You can place your characters anywhere you want within this red color zone. There are some characters that are range heroes. There are some, for example, Tala is a ranger, and I have also damage dealers like Tarak. And if I want to play a tank, I can put a tank inside, and then you can see tanker over there. So you can move your characters around. It's quite a lot of it's quite flexible in this sense, right? And just cheat code, actually you can push the characters further. Watch this. Yeah, you can push it just slightly further from the boundaries. Not sure if it's a bug, but it works quite well. If you find yourself stuck on the stage and you like to use friend support, it is always present. You can just click on them and then select them, and then that friend is over there. Right? And if you look over here on the top right, this game actually tells you and gives you an idea of how well your setup is and whether or not, with this setup, will you find it easy, difficult, or extremely challenging to take on these opponents. And so, yep, let's take a look at how the gameplay works. So you're brought into the screen. Like I said, the graphics is fantastic. All right, and yes, okay, I'm overkilling it because my level is way higher than this. All right, but basically, if you want to play it manually, you can use the bottom left cursor to just move around, and then when you hold on to a target, you can see the range and who it will end up hitting. All right, now you see my range is a little bit far, it's a little bit out of range here, so I can use one of the buff spells, throw down the flag to increase the crit rate of my other characters. Right, and this is my friend's support hero. Same thing, I can't reach the enemy, so I'm just going to drop the flag here. Okay, again, yes. All right, so you can see very clearly here that where you place your characters is very important because every turn counts. If you look at the top left-hand corner, you can see that for this stage, I only have a maximum of 200 turns to complete the game. All right, so if I exceed 200 turns, then it will be counted as an automatic loss. Okay, so if I have nothing to do here, I just have to press this button with the arrow downwards to end turn. All right, same thing again. I can't do anything. Oh, yes, I can actually. So this skill here is self-casted. Notice now, if I'm in this position, I only hit one character. If I move up a little bit, I can actually hit both characters. So when I release it, it's supposed to drag them to me. All right, so that's pretty much how the game actually works. All right, and then this is where you get the rewards for the level. So once you've cleared a stage, you can actually auto-play the stage. You can allow it to auto-repeat itself 10 times, up to 10 times. There's a setting on the left. All right, if you restart when losing a battle, if you're not confident whether or not you can clear this level properly, you can always select this option. And auto-repeat when reaching max level means that when a certain hero reaches full level 40, it will stop the auto-repeat. Auto-recharge energy with diamonds. Diamonds are paid currency, so if you select this, then it will keep running and it will automatically purchase energy for you to continue the 10 rounds. If let's say there's a specific number of rounds that you just want to run, you can edit it here. All right, when you do that, the game just auto runs. Okay, so that's pretty much for the story mode. As you progress, you can go to Season 1, Hearth, then you go Season 1 Union, and then after that you move on to Season 2. So from the looks of it, it is likely that Comtours will add on more seasons in time to come. But I mean, it gets increasingly hard. Right now, I'm pretty much stuck at around this level. The last boss here, which I can't really clear, but I'll come back to that another time. Okay, so once you've cleared Season 1 and Season 2, you'll notice that there's an Elite button here. All right, the Elite button, what is different here is that once you have, it is not farmable. Meaning that once you've cleared the level, you can retry it anytime, but you will not get any more gold or small rewards from the story mode. But the first time bonus that you get from clearing this, all right, is actually quite insane. All right, so you can see here, you can get cores, and cores are very, very important for increasing the max level of your existing heroes. I'll cover that in another video. If you guys are interested, just put it in the comments at the bottom of this video. Well, the next thing that we're going to move on to will be trace specimens. Now, Comptours has this knack for getting you to farm for equipment, non-stop. So over here, you can see that there are two bosses, Trivia and Isard. I will not go too much into the boss strategies this time in this video, but again, if you like me to do so, just comment in the videos and I'll share a little bit more about what I do for these bosses. Okay, my strategy. Okay, but these are places where you can grind for equipment. All right, so let's take a look at Trivia first. When you click on Trivia, you can see that there are a total of 11 stages up here. And right now, I can only farm comfortably to stage 9. So what does stage 9 get me? The rewards are all at the bottom. So what is the thing that you is highly sought for will be actually these equipment. Okay, so for those who are familiar with Summoner's War, the term violent no longer means over here the term violent doesn't mean extra turn, but it gives you about 30% increased attack. So when you farm for these stages, you can actually get yourselves equipment from the premium level all the way to legendary level. And of course, the higher levels you go, the more equipment the better the chances of getting good equipment there is. Okay, but of course, with any farming game, you must weigh the trade-offs. So if you see for stage 8, my timing is 1 minute 45 seconds, and I have 100% pass rate. For stage 9, 2 minutes 9 seconds, I have a 100% pass rate as well. So definitely I'll move on to stage 9. It's worth the chances. But I won't move on to stage 10, even though I can clear it right now, because I think there are going to be places where I'm going to be stuck at. Then the other boss, Isat, the difference is that these bosses actually offer different sets of equipment. Okay, so you can actually look more into it on your own time. Now, other than space trace specimens, you also have daily training. Now, for daily training, for new players, I think it is very important for you to clear all tries for EXP as well as gold. So you have 2 tries for each, and it resets every day. It helps you to burn energy too if you ever need to do so before you sleep. So players like me, I just cannot sleep when there is 100 plus energy available there. So I need to burn it somewhere. So usually, I will do it just before I go to sleep, so that it really clears off the energy properly and allows it to regen overnight. Okay, but that's if you're going hardcore like me. But if you're not, then it's fine. Just clear it. This gives you quite a bit of gold, and also EXP booster to help you to increase the experience of your heroes. There is the underground refinery. Underground refinery is a tower combat feature. So it starts off from you start off from I guess you could say basement 1, and then as you clear these stages, you can get all these rewards on the screen here. All right, and it's really pretty good rewards out there. Um, I'm not sure how often it resets, but right now I am stuck at level 31. Right, but it goes all the way up to level 50. And if at every 5 levels, if I'm not wrong, there is a boss there. So it tells you a little bit about the strategy for the bosses. Oh, sorry, every 10 levels, yes. So it tells you about the boss strategy and what you can do to counter it, or think about how you can create a team that synergizes well to take down these bosses. All right, and if you find yourself having difficulties clearing a stage, let's say you can't clear it, you can only clear 3 a day. So if you find that you're going to waste that 3 thumb drives, that 3 thumb drives at the top, you can actually click on the left side, refine, and they will actually give you this refinery point, which is currency for something else in the shop. Oh, and for underground refinery, just take note that usually you need to play it manually. It's very hard to auto it. The next one, party. Now this is Contour's attempt at creating a real-time multiplayer feature in the game. I would say it's really quite rudimentary. When I say real-time, it actually just means you and another player, moving around a map to clear different stages. So I'm just going to show you very quickly. So this is player out here who's trying to get a party. So once you have clicked on that player, you can choose 3 mercenaries on your in your account. All right, and your partner will also choose 3 mercenaries. And then once you're ready, click on ready, and then it will begin. The match. So you can see from here that this is the entire map. It's pretty small. All right, but the objective is to move on to different boxes, put your characters down, and then start. And as you're doing so, your ally will also be moving around. So the faster you guys, the more cooperative you guys are, then I guess you can clear this at a much faster pace. So I think for this one, pretty over leveled for this, so shouldn't be too challenging, right? But if you're interested to know about the mechanics behind the gameplay, what characters to choose and to strategize, let me know, which parts you find yourself stuck, so that I can probably give you some advice based on what I have been playing, how I've been playing so far. You can see that the guy that just died, that's my ally's character. Okay, because of course I'm the OP one, right? Okay, and this is a rage skill. It builds up as you get damaged or when you do damage to people. Pretty OP, the skills. Oh, there goes another my character. Alright, but here comes Tala to the rescue. And there she goes. Right, so once you win the match, it tells you that you have occupied the lab. It shows you the contribution that you have done, and you can click on these boxes to collect items. So once you're done with that, you move on to the next one. Alright, and pretty much the gameplay just works on like this. So this is what I mean by, it's really quite rudimentary. There isn't much strategy other than deciding, if let's say I'm a more confident player, maybe I would move to create a path towards the boss first, because the boss may require a few attempts to kill it. Okay, but the attempts actually stack up. So that's pretty much the strategy that you have. Nothing fanciful. Hopefully they do introduce more new features along the way. The party mode, one of the great things is that the rewards is, I would say, pretty decent. So you can get a lot of gold from it, and you can also get a single equipment from the end of it. So I'll probably show you later when the whole game ends. Okay, but I want to just draw attention on this screen. If you look at the top here, you can see that I have 10 out of 10 of this currency. So this tickets for party mode is actually it takes quite a while to regenerate. If I'm not wrong, about 8 hours. I personally don't clear it. It takes a bit of time because you have to play manually. You can't just autoplay all these stages. What I mean by autoplay means that you cannot just let it navigate its path around the map, but you have to, click it, which means that you have to get your attention back to this game every about 3 to 5 minutes. And I mean, if you're fine sitting there and and just devoting yourself to this game, then by all means clear it. I mean, the more you clear, there is no loss. Maybe just you lose some time, but you get a lot of currency that you actually need for this game. Um, yeah, there's one thing that you should also take note is that it actually requires, for you to move up the different levels, you need to meet a minimum requirement, which means that you need about 3 heroes of a minimum battle score for you to move up to the next level. And even so, I think it's important you also know, like what characters to bring in, whether your characters are, they just barely scratch the surface of that requirement, or they really uh, are strong enough to tackle these stages. Because the less powerful your characters are, it actually can be quite burdensome to your teammates, unless your teammate can carry you all the way. Okay, so I mean, can this feature be carried by a very strong player? Actually, the short answer is yes. Right now, what I notice is that if one player has three very strong characters, it doesn't matter what I bring in because I can just keep using his characters all the way. It doesn't matter if his characters die. You notice that I'm still using the same characters even though my characters have died in the earlier stages. So yes, you can be carried by a stronger player. So I think that's one of the great things. If you have a friend playing, yeah, feel free, just get him in. All right, and we are done with this part here. So let's collect this box here and this box at the bottom. All right, we go straight to the boss. Now, in a boss fight, I will use mine. Now, in a boss fight, it takes quite a few attempts to actually kill it. So you can see that my ally, Justice, is already gotten about 50% of the boss health. So I'm just going to try and clear the last 50%. The boss mechanics, he's actually pretty strong. And the worst part is when he actually manages to kill one of the characters, he actually activates his rage skill, and he will go an extra turn to do quite a bit of damage to you. Right, so you can see it's life. My partner's contribution just increased to 66%, and there we go. All right, and this is where it ends. And when I press leave, it tells me that I've completed this mission, and I have one loot here, not fantastic. And what I love is the amount of gold here. So I get about 346,000 gold, and that's really quite insane. All right, so you can go up higher and higher. All right, but over here you can see that for you to play at level 6, you need 3 characters with at least 8,000 score. All right, the next one here is Mercenary Missions. This is, well, I'm not going to go too much into it. It sounds fanciful, but actually is the gameplay is quite similar. You have two kinds, search and occupation. How this works is basically you have to clear the stages on the map to obtain as much rewards as possible. So you can see from my screen here, as you move across a different, okay, maybe this is not a good example. Let's take a look at search. Oh, I'm done with that. Oops. Can I zoom out? No, I can't even zoom out. All right, okay, but anyway, what happens is that you have to, you see these hexagonal, yeah, looks like hexagonal. You see these hexagonal tiles? The red ones are basically areas that you have to conquer, you have to move along to reach the last boss stage. So right now I'm stuck at this part here because I kind of messed up one of the stages earlier on and I lost some of my core characters. So if that happens, then you can repeat it, or you can actually click on lower stage to reduce the difficulty, and the rewards will also be lowered. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so I started off from Alvin at the bottom left corner, and then slowly just move all the way to the top right hand corner. So if you're interested to know how this mercenary missions actually work in depth, just let me know and I'll try to make a video out for it. So what this actually gives you basically new stones, which are very important resources. Helps you to get new heroes, helps you to upgrade the max level of your existing heroes, and quite a few functions as well. One of the more valuable currencies that you should save and not just anyhow spend it. Mercenary points are also pretty good. You can browse through the shop. I'll show you guys one day what you can find in the mercenary shop. So the next one, oh yes, and this can only be cleared once a day, and I would highly suggest for you to do it because once you have actually cleared a stage with yes, once you actually cleared a stage, you can auto play the stage. So what I mean by auto play is that you literally just press the fight, and then when you press auto play, all the missions from the start all the way to the end will be played out for you. So after one fight ends, your character will move on to the next tile, and then it will play that fight by itself and move on to the next tile. So it really just is very efficient, very convenient. For people who don't like to keep staring at the screen, this is one thing that you can do. You can let it run for about a good 20 minutes. All right, and the last one is the virtual training. So virtual training, there are two main features, the battle center and the hero challenge. Now for the battle center, it looks a little bit complex here, but basically what happens is that each of these levels will give you this thing called a badge. Now every character belongs to a certain category. So for example, if let's say I want to take a look at this guy, Tarak, right, and I want to upgrade his stats, his permanent stats, I need to obtain this rich battle badge. So the more I obtain, the more chances I can use to upgrade these stats. And I would and I would really recommend you guys to complete this every day. You get about 4 tries a day. If you need more, you can actually purchase it from the shop, but they do put a cap over there. Um, and after you hit 3 stars of a certain stage, you can actually sweep it, and the stage will be automatically cleared. You don't even have to watch the animation, you just get the reward straight away. So it's fantastic for grinding. Uh, I would say that choose the right heroes, okay, and the corresponding badges. Don't farm things that you don't need. or you don't intend to really use. So it's very and the stats that you get from this currency is permanent. So you once you have upgraded it to a certain tier, you don't have to upgrade it or you don't have to maintain it. It's just going to be there. So it's wonderful, right? It's something that you shouldn't miss out. And the last feature for this video is the Heroes Challenge. Now, Heroes Challenge is a competitive ranking play across all players in the game. So you can see from this, it looks a bit retro, with the high scores thing. But you can see all the different players and how they are fared with a certain hero. So how do you assess this is that when your hero hits the base max level of 40, all right, you can see mine is 46 now because there are ways to upgrade it further, but we'll come to that another time. But once you hit that level 40, you can actually assess these different levels, these heroes challenges. These challenges are categorized by heroes, and every hero has about 30 stages for you to clear. You can see 30 is really quite a lot because I'm only about at 18. I think if I really try, I'll probably get to 20, but that's the max. And the score is based on the level you have cleared, right? So right now, if I'm level 18, I definitely get a higher score. Your remaining HP, your character's remaining HP, and how many mercenaries survive. So what do I mean by this? So let's say if I'm going to look at Tarak, okay, the challenging part about this segment of the game is that you have only one character that belongs to you, which is Tarak, of course. The other two characters are going to be placed by the computer, and you cannot choose them. The only thing you can do is to just shift their positions, but that's pretty much about it. So you need to strategize, you need to find a way that allows these three characters to synergize well so that you can take down the enemy. That's really the challenge because you need to understand these characters better and you need to understand what can they do to support your hero as well. So that's the main part about it. And the rewards for this is not fantastic. It's mostly cosmetic. All right, so you can see on my characters, I have the different colored banners. I think, yeah, the color just represents you being in the top 100 if I'm not wrong. Yeah, because Tarak is 19 and this guy is 21. Not much difference, but the color is different. So I'm not sure about this. I haven't gotten that far as well. But if you do know, please comment in the comment section and just share with the rest of us who are trying to figure out a way around this game. All right, that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yes, remember, if you like this video, subscribe to Paperback Bros. We also play Mobile Legends, and we do try to infuse a little bit of what of our own definition of humor. So if you like it, just share with us. Watch all the videos. If you have certain things that you like, just let us know, and we'll try our best to come up with what we can. All right, and that's all for today, and I'll see you guys.